Welcome back to TechFlik. I'm planning to turn my old PC into a home theater PC, and I thought I'll bring you all on this journey. Shall we? Alright, this will be an ongoing series, so for this first episode, we are taking a look at my 7-year-old PC and finding it a new home in a new case. Now, I did not build this PC, I actually bought it secondhand in 2015. The original owner built this in 2013, making this a 7-year-old PC. The case you're looking at right now is the Cooler Master CM690 version 2. This thing is a beast, literally. The case itself weighs at 9.5 kg. Now that's heavy. This used to be one of the popular cases back then, and it does have some pretty unique features for that time. The front I/O is pretty familiar, and it comes with USB 3.0, USB 2.0, mic and headphone jack, power button. It comes with a reset button and an LED on and off button for the front LED fans, which is quite rare in the new cases today. One of the more unique features that you probably won't see in the new cases nowadays is this external docking station built into the case itself. Cooler Master calls it the X-Dock, and the purpose of this is that you can mount your SATA 3.5-inch hard drive or a 2.5-inch SSD by just slotting it in, kinda like a hot swappable feature. Pretty cool, eh? The original owner did give me his rewritable DVD burner, but I have not made use of this since I bought it back in 2015. I'm sure it still works, I guess. The case is made for airflow with the front and top mesh design, which provides good ventilation, and there is also a dust filter underneath the mesh areas too. Another thing you probably won't see nowadays is this fan mount on the left panel. You can fit a small 80mm fan here, and on the right panel, on the side window itself, you can mount a 120mm fan. In total, you can actually fit 10 fans in this case. You can tell that back then, cases was more concerned of airflow. Now let's unscrew and see what's inside. Now we are gonna salvage all the components inside and transfer them to a new case. We're gonna take a look at some of the things that you might want to consider when reusing the components. First up, my processor is an Intel i5 3rd generation 3570. This is a 4-core and 4 threads processor, which I think is still relevant and reusable in 2020. Secondly, the CPU cooler is none other than the legendary Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo. Fantastic cooler, and I think it works well in cooling this processor. The original owner did change the cooler fans to a Corsair fan, I'm not sure why, but we're gonna reuse both the CPU and the CPU cooler. Thirdly, the RAM is the HyperX Genesis. It is a total of 8GB DDR3 RAM running at 1600 MHz. Pretty decent for DDR3, so we're gonna just reuse this back for now. Maybe down the road we can choose to expand to 16GB total. We are reusing the CPU and also the RAM, so why not just reuse the motherboard too? Here we have the ASUS motherboard with a blue and black theme going on. You don't see motherboard manufacturers do this anymore. Really unique. So besides the lovely black and blue ASUS theme, one thing I also like about this motherboard is that it has PCIe Gen 3 X16 slot, which is still in use in today's motherboard. So there probably won't have any issue if I decided to upgrade and go with maybe a NVIDIA GTX 1660 Super as my graphic card. So about the DVD writer, we're probably not gonna reuse it. The case we're going for is pretty new and compact. You, on the other hand, might want this to be included if you are building a home theater PC, you know, to play your old CDs and DVDs. Next, for storage, we are definitely reusing this. This is a 128GB SSD by TRANSCEND, pretty small in storage, but as our home theater PC is gonna be more on streaming videos, we can use this to install our operating system. And in the future, if I want to turn my home theater PC into a gaming console, I just need to buy another SSD with a higher capacity to install games. Lastly, for the power supply, we have this ketchup and mustard cable. Too colorful for my taste, and I wish it was all black, but this is a Seasonic 600W power supply with 80+ certification. Now that is still a very usable power supply. It does have this Molex 4-pin connector, which might still be useful, as some components still uses this, but we shall see. More importantly, the power supply comes with a 6 and 8-pin PCIe connector for our graphics card. This is perfect, as I'm planning to get a GTX 1660 Super as my graphics card, which requires an 8-pin connector. Lastly, another thing that can be reusable is the case fans itself. I have two 120mm fans situated at the top and rear, really reusable. I also have a 140mm fans at the front panel. I can't confirm, but we will confirm it in the next episode. And also a 120mm fan on the side panel, which gives us a total of 3 120mm fans and probably one 140mm fans for us to reuse. Alright, let's go online and find a new case. Alright, so we're online now and we're gonna find a case for our home theater PC. Now the reason why I do not want to reuse the old PC case, firstly because it's old, and secondly because it's a monster. It's 9.5 kg and it's a full tower ATX. So if I'm gonna put it outside, it's gonna be the main attraction of my living room. So I do not want that. So instead, I'm looking for a more compact case, a smaller case that doesn't really stand out in a living room, but rather complements the living room space. So I did some digging and some online window shopping, and I found a few cases that you might also want to know. These cases are some of my suggestions or recommendations that you might want to consider when building your home theater PC. So right now I'm in lazada.sg and I have two TechWare cases that I would like to recommend. So the first TechWare case is the TechWare Nexus C. As you see, our system is an ATX form factor, so we are looking for an ATX case. The TechWare Nexus C is an ATX case and it looks really good. It comes with a tempered glass side panel, 320mm fans, and for this price point, you're gonna get the bang for the buck case. So this Nexus C comes in black and white, and it usually costs around $55, which is roughly around $39 US, and that's pretty cheap. The next TechWare case is the TechWare Nexus Pro. Similar ATX form factor, it comes with a tempered glass side panel and 320mm fans, but for 69 Singapore dollars, you get an additional feature, which is the RGB lighting on the side fans. So 69 Singapore dollars is equivalent to around 49 US, and yeah, you get tempered glass, 320mm fans and RGB lighting. Comes in black and white, so you can choose between both. Next up is the Fantex P300. You know how much I love Fantex case. Because of the build quality, cable management, the design of it, it looks really premium at an affordable price. However, the P300 in the online stores are pretty expensive. It comes at 99 Singapore dollars, which is equivalent to around 70 US dollars. So these are the three cases that I found during my online shopping research. So one of my concerns is that my parents do not want a big case. So a full tower ATX case is a no-no. But my parents are looking for more compact case. So these three cases do not really meet my criteria, and that's when I stumbled upon the Cooler Master Q500L. Now this case usually comes at around 75 Singapore dollars, which is roughly around 53 US dollars. So for $75 you can actually get the Nexus Evo or the Nexus C if you like the design of it. But as I'm going for a more compact case, the Q500L fits my criteria. It only comes in only one fan, but as mentioned earlier, we are going to reuse some of the fans, so there is no issue in that. And if you go to the Cooler Master site, you can definitely see that the Q500L is a really compact case. Here you can see that it actually fits the ATX case nicely. So instead of having the power supply at the bottom, which will increase the height of the case, you have the power supply on the right. And I'm not sure if you can tell, but the sides are a bit tinted. Overall, the design looks really small. It looks like a media PC. It looks like it fits in the living room, in my opinion. You can even lay it down on its back like this. So yeah, it looks like a really interesting case to build in. Something different than most of the cases. Well, it's a Cooler Master attempt to fit an ATX case in such a small form factor, and I am excited to build a system in this case. So I've actually bought the Cooler Master Q500L case. So once the case is here, we are gonna reuse the components that we mentioned earlier, and we're gonna build inside this case and turn it into a home theater PC, and that will be in the next episode. So join me on this journey as I turn this into a home theater PC and also upgrade it into a gaming console in the future. Alright guys, so if you like what you see, click the like button. If you love what you see, subscribe and leave a comment down below. We are going to continue our journey to build a home theater PC in our next episode. I shall see you then. This is TechFlik, signing out.